And it's more than just number one hits of the 60s. And 50s, too. We added that a couple of years ago.
Yes, I did see that.
This is our third year, I think, doing the 50s music.
You were just tired of all the 60s music and just needed to add the 50s.
No, we never get tired of 60s, but so many 50 shows had gone by the wayside, and our clients kept coming up to us and saying, man, we love the 60s, but we wish somewhere we could hear 50s music, too.
Well, yes, I think that all the time. So I think you should have offshoots and have like the 80s, 90s.
Just wait.
Someday.
Be patient.
Stop telling our plan to everybody. What are you doing?
Well, you know what a lot of people don't realize in Branson is that if you are 60 years old now, what does that mean? So 40 years ago, you would have been just getting out of high school, college. 40 years ago
would have been 76.
Yeah.
1976,
So, you know, you got to think about that. That's a lot of people, we get people at our show because we have a band that plays dinner music, and they were doing Steely Dan. They do a whole Steely Dan medley. And we had people complaining that they were doing this young kid rock and roll. And they had to say, that's from like the mid-70s. That music is 40 years old.
Yeah. We had an 80-year-old woman it was just yesterday, I think, then it made me really start thinking. She's 80, and she said, this was my era. So, I mean, it is. Time is flying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, tell me about the show, though. So, what exactly? So, it's geared to 60-year-olds. Is that what it is? 50s and 60s?
You know what?
I'm totally lost on this name.
It's really fun for everybody. What's really cool is
It's
really fun for everybody. What's really cool is we touch on 111 songs in 2 hours. We go back to a high school dance, and the cast changes clothes 18 times. So, I mean, it's really fun. It's very fast paced. Yeah. And it's pop 60s. You know, people always wonder if we do that psychedelic weirdo 60s music. And I guess as close as we get to that would probably be Jefferson Airplane.
And if you don't like that, it only lasts 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah, 10 to 30 seconds.
With 100 songs.
Yeah,
yes.
But it's really fun. And people ask me all the time, like, what's your favorite part of the show? And it's hard to tell them what my favorite part of the show is because there are so many different aspects. I mean, I like the opener because it's fun and exciting and it kind of really builds up the show. At the same time, I like the next part of the show because we've got some really fun costume tricks in our 50s segment. You know, we go from black and white to Technicolor in 12 minutes.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah,
that's neat.
It is pretty cool. And it was really fun. I got to work with Jan Krager, who used to costume for the Radio City Rockettes.
Oh, wow.
And on developing those costumes and the tricks and the color changes and stuff. It was
so you do like costume changes, like real fast
costume
changes?
And the final one happens on stage, you know, that kind of thing.
That's neat.
Yeah, that fun stuff. And then there are places I like... I like doing like our second half opener because you get to wear a really cool gown and I get to sing a real power ballad like Where the Boys Are.
It's like dress up
So
playtime every day.
It is. It really is. It's like every kid's dream.
But people ask you your favorite part of the show. I don't do that. What is your least favorite?
It's not a part of the show that's my least favorite. But what's really funny is, people go, man, you're always flying. Everything goes by so fast. And how do you change clothes so fast? And I think probably the most challenging thing for me in our show, it is the quick change. They're so quick. And Matt, my husband, the producer right here, he every year he goes, I don't like talk. So he's the MC. He does talk some. I talk some, but
he doesn't like to talk, and he's the MC.
Right. Well, but it's very. He doesn't like talk in the show. He doesn't want to slow down the pace of the show. He wants it to be boom, 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 boom. So I think maybe I have a couple of changes that I think, man, once the season gets going, I'll settle into that, and it won't make me nervous. And but no, that never happens. Like I have a couple that are just crazy, crazy, crazy fast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there can't be any mistakes. You can't miss grabbing your zipper. You can't miss snapping your snap. You just got to make
but
it.
It happens.
You always make it.
It hasn't happened yet?
Well, I've maybe, had to kind of give it a little trot out on the stage a time or two, but most of the time.
Well, every now and then a zipper's broken and you just can't turn your back to the audience.
Right.
Something happens like that, a wardrobe malfunction, yeah. But for the most part, no, we try to set it up and practice and rehearse and make sure that those things will happen, but it's just, they don't really ever get any easier. People ask all the time, like, how do you change clothes so fast? And I tell them it's just plain and simple. It's fear of being on stage naked.
Exactly. Because they do that at our show. Because there's a medley in our show. And the funny thing is, years ago, I have video where they came out with their dresses inside out because they had accidentally put it on inside out. The audience can't really tell because
I don't know.
But we know, things aren't zipped right or backwards.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff I love.
Right. Oh, I know,
That's
of course.
awesome.
Well, we do have fans that come back to the show like every other day or every week. You know, we've got a
Really?
core
What's
group of
that
people.
like? I don't have
Oh, stop it. You sure do, I bet. But it's really funny because only they go, hey, I noticed you guys were wearing a different pair of shoes,
Yeah,
or
right,
something.
right.
You know, like,
Well, that's kind of what I was saying about your least favorite part, because everyone I've talked to, Pierce Arrow and all the other shows, there's certain songs that people want in the show. And if you take them out, it's not that you don't like that song. Maybe you're just tired of doing it. You're trying to change it. And like a routine that I do in the show. Okay, I do something for 5 years. I decide to change it. And then they're like, where's this routine? I say, well, it's been 5 years.
Yeah.
Which is,
and who knows?
like
Maybe
a
in
quarter
5
of
more
my
years
life.
you'll resurrect it. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, right.
It's about it. Honestly, it's about your philosophy, and our philosophy is it's about our audience.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, and we tell our cast because there is a tendency to get bored with what you're doing and not do the things that they expect you to do.